Hey, before we get into the video, Black Friday sale live on Civil.gg, 40% off of 6 different schemes. We got the gun bunches in the Philly ebook, Bengals offense. We have wings stack. We have trips tight end. We have a 6-1 defense that just came out and a dollar defense as well. 40% off. The link is in the top of the description. You're just going to go here. You can use it for a yearly membership or use it for a monthly, right? Let's say you want to do a yearly membership, right? Boom. You're going to use code Black Friday right here. And that's going to get you 40% off. That's $50 off a yearly membership, boys. Go check that out. That's going to end here on Sunday. So take advantage of it now. It's our biggest sale that I've really ever done before. All right, link top description. Now, let's get into the video. I love doing this video every few months because it's just kind of a recap on the current state of the game. So I'm curious, first and foremost, what do you guys think? Leave me a comment below. Do you guys think the game, from a gameplay point of view, I'll touch on some MUT stuff, but really from a in-game, you're on the virtual gridiron point of view, is it good, bad, better than previous years, worse than previous years? And remember, we got to kind of keep in mind what was going on in previous years. I'm going to have some good talking points here, and we're going to have some negative talking points here throughout this. So first and foremost, I do want to mention that I'm a huge fan of the idea that on both offense and defense, we're seeing a ton of parity. You can do a lot of different things, right? On offense, you could run gun bunch, you could run trips, you could run bunch strong, you could run gun tight and those types of things. You could run under center stuff. I run under center stuff as my main scheme. You could run the ball. You can have kind of a gimmicky RPO read option defense. You can throw RPO bubbles. What I'm getting at here is that there's like 10 different ways you can play offense right now that can all work at a pretty high level. We are not currently boxed into having to run one specific thing for any given reason. You can do a lot of different things and have a lot of success even at the highest of competitive levels, which in my opinion is really, really cool. I think that's what makes the game really, really replayable. It lets you always see different things. And even when I play head-to-head, I feel like I see, a variety of things. Now, defensively, less parity, but still some. I feel like it's always like that on defense. There's typically just like, when there's a good defense, it's like you got to run this defense or you are hurting yourself, right? Simple. But right now, we'll see a lot of double Mabel coverage, which is a short flat and a deep flat on both sides of the field, zone dropped. And we'll also see a lot of double Mabel from dollar, double Mabel from 4-3-6-1. We will see A-gap blitzes, which can easily be picked up by simply, I believe the A-gap blitzes, don't quote me, is simply sliding your line right. And if it's not right, it's left. I just can't think of it off the top of my head. So there's a little nugget for you guys if you want it. And you have to block your halfback. But, there's edge pressure, but you can block all these blitzes too. The biggest thing that's not good right now is match coverage. And I'm not a match guy, so I really don't have a great understanding of it. Match coverage, though, as a whole, is still pretty busted to my knowledge, especially with how they defend kind of compressed corner routes. And that is an issue. Biasedly, like again, I'm speaking my opinion or like my point of view. While I do think that is dumb and it should be usable, I guess. I don't really use match, and I also don't love match being in competitive Madden because like that's a can of worms. No reason to go down it. But that is broken, so that's annoying. So if you're a big match guy, I can see how that's very, very annoying for you, right? Until recently, dude, there's only been there's been numerous best QBs at any given time. And, until Anthony Richardson came out last night, we had Patrick Mahomes as the best QB, arguably, Warren Moon, arguably, Joe Montana, arguably, and Lamar Jackson, arguably. Now, I will say, Anthony Richardson, unless you are using Hot Route Master, this guy's QB1. It's not close. There's no argument, I don't think. But I really enjoyed that until that point. So I do think they kind of took, and they just made a best QB, and they had to do that eventually, right? Anthony Richardson's the best. It was bound to happen eventually. A little upset by it, but it is what it is. Running back, I think Bijan's the best running back, but I do see other people using other running backs, which is also cool. I'm a huge fan of seeing. Dude, just parity in the game, I'm a big fan of. Now, if we take a look at the gameplay, right, and we look at it for like, okay, how are exploits, how are glitches, how are all that stuff. I'm going to talk about some bad things going on, but in terms of just the game being functional and doing roughly what it should, compared to last year and the year before, light years ahead, in my opinion. Now, we're dropping a lot of interceptions right now, and it's bad. And honestly, you kind of get rewarded on offense if you throw into double coverage rather than single coverage because you will literally drop that interception 9 out of 10 times. But then we look at last year. And at this point last year, I think the same issue was still in the game. The issue went away when they made 0 AP pick artists on everybody. And the year before that, I believe the same issue was in the game. Drop picks, I've been doing this at a high level for 6 years or so. Drop picks have been a huge complaint where every year people say it's never been worse than this. And they just, I mean, it's every year they say that. Until last year, they introduced free pick artists, which I think was a huge difference. But that is a big deal. That is a very annoying thing with the game. Set feet lead, predictably, came out, about a month ago or whatever, a few weeks ago maybe, and it was very predictably way overpowered. Set feet lead dumbs out defenders. It makes picks even harder when they're thrown into traffic. The velocity chem abilities, set feet lead and passing elite, are too good, and on next gen, they just aren't balanced correctly. They're just not. They are. The ball moves too fast for defenders to be able to do anything, and it's pretty frustrating. It really is. I mean, this is a legacy thing at this point where it's like this every single year we do this with set feet lead, and it's like, okay, well, I'm not like, are we shocked that set feet lead's the best thing in the game again? No. So that's upsetting. But we take a look back a year ago, right? And the ag glitch was a huge thing a year ago. That's all I can remember. A year ago, ag glitch was a huge thing. RPO read flat wheel, that was a huge thing where, while I personally didn't think it was the biggest exploit in the world, that thing was spammed and nobody could stop it. If you guys remember RPO read flat wheel from Gundu's Close, that thing was super, super good. There were ways to stop it, but nonetheless, it was pretty much overall seen as a huge glitch in the game. There's that. The year before that, Madden 22, I mean, we're entering now PA boot over territory, PA boot over time, where there was a play that was a one-play touchdown against everything. Watch some of my videos from 2 years ago. You'll see that PA boot over, put a running back on a wheel, streak the slot. That thing literally was a one-play touchdown against everything. That's stupid. And now, about 2 weeks from now, in Madden 22, we had escape artist, and that broke the game for 8 months, right? We don't have that in this game, which I'm so happy about. We don't have anything that's too, even though set feet lead's really good, and it is overpowered, it's nowhere near to the point of maddening that escape artist was, in my opinion. In previous years, there was an RPO pump fake glitch that is not in the game yet. Well, I don't want to say yet, but that is not in the game. There's nothing really like it in the game. And, a big complaint I had with Madden 23 was that while Ags, I guess, could be a big play, there was very little, big play potential in terms of, going for one-play touchdowns and going for, highlight plays, stuff like that. I felt like last year was very just slow, and the meta was boring. The meta was just run-man coverage, run-man coverage, run-man coverage. This year, dude, one-play touchdowns are back, but they're not too good, at least not yet. You can take away one-play touchdowns, but you can give up one-play touchdowns, and you can counter them, which is how you want it. You want to be able to, everything wants to have a counter that gives up something, that takes away something, right? That's how all Madden should be, in my personal opinion. And, that's what we have right now. That is how the game is playing, at least in my point of view. I'm like, that's great, man. That's freaking great. So, I think that's such a big deal. And additionally, dude, with how good the juke move is, while the juke move is really good, I'm okay with it personally, just because I think the highlights you get from it are really, really good. They make the game really fun, and when the game becomes fun, I don't mind. I personally don't have too many issues tackling people who are juking, and then when I'm on offense, I feel like I benefit a lot from the juke move being good, and I get to create a lot of highlight plays from it that make me have fun. And I'm like, oh, that's sick. So the juke move I feel like is really good and is really good for the game, which wasn't in the game last year. And I don't think it was in the game in Madden 22. Madden 22 had the spin move, which was very similar. I was okay with that as well. Yeah, dude, I like that stuff. I think, man, that stuff's a big deal. And the run game, I think, is as well balanced as I've seen in the past few years. Last year was really bad, the run game was. I'm not a runner. I'm not someone who likes to run the ball a lot. If you watch my videos, you can tell that pretty obviously, pretty easily. But the run game seems fair, man. It's not too good. You definitely have to respect it against certain opponents and certain formations. And if you want to stop it, you can stop it. I've maybe played 2 dudes all year who I'm like, this run game might be too good. You know what I'm saying? That's what we want in the game, man. Overall, they're doing a good job. Now, some of the muck content releases stuff, that stuff's stupid. That stuff's bad. It's just not my area of specialty. So I don't want to get too into it because I really don't love talking about my thoughts on mutt too much, just because I'm just not that educated on it. And I feel like more of an idiot than anything else. But no, dude, like the gameplay right now is cool. Biggest thing this game's lacking right now, man, is a reason to grind gameplay. You know, we don't have a weekend league. We don't have all Madden head-to-head seasons doesn't even have a leaderboard. That's the issue I have, man. That's the issue. Give me something to grind for some reason. I'm just grinding because I'm playing competitive still. But I mean, that ends in, 30 days or so. So, yeah, dude. I'm curious what you guys' thoughts are. Again, I'm speaking purely from a gameplay perspective, what everything is. I think things are pretty well balanced. What did I miss, though? I definitely missed a lot of stuff, and there's so much stuff that goes in the game. So I definitely missed some stuff. Curious to hear your guys' thoughts. Let me know in the comment section below. I'll see you on the next video.